Hi, welcome to Numero Studio. In this video, we will talk about the measures of central tendency of an ungrouped data. First off, when we say measures of central tendency, these are values that tell us where a particular distribution or a set of data tend to gather or to congregate. As such, we can use these measures to represent the entire distribution. For example, you want to use your grades in a semester to determine your overall performance. There is a measure of central tendency that would be appropriate for that purpose. In another example, you want to know who among 5 presidentiables win in an election. We know that whoever gets the most number of votes wins, which means that the voting population tends to favor such individual. Now, the measures of central tendency are the mean, the median, and the mode. The first measure of central tendency is arguably one of the most popular and widely used statistical measure. This is the mean. The mean is really just the sum of the values divided by the number of values. In everyday usage, we call this the average. However, in its strictest sense, all 3 measures of central tendency are averages. Let's go back to the ungrouped data presented in the last video. Again, the birth weights measured in ounce from 10 consecutive deliveries in Cebu Doctors Hospital. Say we want to find the mean of this distribution. We use the formula x bar is equal to summation of x all over n. Recall that x bar is the symbol we use for sample mean. X in this formula means each of the data points, and n is the sample size. Now, with the sum of all values equal to 1067 and n equal to 10, we divide these two values, giving us a mean of 106.7. The second measure of central tendency is the median, which is the middle value when the values are arranged in ascending order. In effect, the median divides the distribution into 2 equal parts. Using the same data, we first arrange the values in ascending order. Since the number of data points is even, in this case 10, we will look for the 2 middlemost values and find their mean. X tilde is the symbol we use for median. So in this case, the median is equal to 110. Notice that 110 divides the distribution into 2 equal parts, which means that there are 5 data points to the left and 5 data points to the right of it. But what if there's one more data point, in this case 75, which brings the number of values to 11, an odd number? Well, this is pretty straightforward because in an odd number distribution, there is always a data point in the middle. Therefore, our median is 100. Notice that there are 5 values to the left and 5 values to the right of it. The third measure of central tendency is the mode, which is the value that occurs most often in a distribution. Using the original data, we notice that 120 appears thrice in the distribution. So therefore, the x hat, or the mode, is equal to 120. We only have one mode, so the distribution is called unimodal. But what if the 120 over here were 100? This means that we have 2 modes, the 100 and 120. And this now is a bimodal distribution. And again, what if this 94 were a 98? So this brings our mode to 98, 100, and 120, a trimodal distribution. In general, distributions that have 4 or more modes, they are collectively known as multimodal distributions. To summarize, the measures of central tendency for this particular distribution using the definition and manual processes are the following. The mean is 106.7, the median is 110, and the mode is 120. But what if we wanted to use Microsoft Excel to perform the operations? What are the formulas involved? Microsoft Excel is a very powerful tool in statistical computation and analysis. So the way we access formulas is we go to Formulas tab, More Functions, Statistical, and it will open us to a whole range of formulas used in statistics. So to find the mean of the original data, we simply type in average and enclose the data in question, and close and open parentheses. And there you go, you get 106.7. For the median, we manually input median and again enclose the data in question in parentheses, and we get 110. For the mode, we do the same thing, type in mode and enclose the data in parentheses, and we get automatically 120. Notice that these are the same values that we got in the manual computations. On a final note, let's take a look into some of the properties of these measures. So from the original data, what if we inadvertently wrote 58 as 5? We notice that only the mean changed, the median and the mode remained the same. This is the reason why we say that the mean is the most sensitive measure of central tendency, because it reacts to any kind of change in the data points. The median is preferred when the distribution is skewed, just like in the second example. A skewed distribution is when data points cluster to one side of the distribution, which in this case towards the right. There's only one data point on the left, which is 5. So in this case, the median of 110 is the most preferred measure of center. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. I'll see you in the next one.